Alright, so, happy October. It's finally here. I'm going to be a little bit further away from the mic because of the logistics of my desk here. Because this is a PC game, but we're going to do something really fun today. And this is just the start, so if you really want to tune in and see the real thing, the last week of October probably is when I'm going to start and finish this. I'm going to do as much of it as possible then. I hope that on Halloween it will be the finale. I don't know. We'll see. Actually, no, I might start it on Halloween and finish it the next week. But what I'm referring to is this. System Shock 2, which is a absolute favorite game of mine. First-person shooter, RPG, narrative kind of thing. Cyberpunk hacking stuff. Pretty much all the flavors I like in one single game. Today we're going to do normal, because this is kind of training. I've only done this... I've only ever done this once before. So I sort of need to remember everything. I wonder if I can go get some... These headphones look and feel retarded, so I don't ever wear them on my head, but I might need to turn up the volume so I can hear the... Hold on one second. That's fine. Oh, okay. That should be adequate for me. Let's see where that is for you. It's probably a little bit too.
Look at you.
A little bit too.
Welcome to the Ramsey Center UNN recruitment facility. Please watch your step.
Let me lower the volume just a little tiny bit. Okay. That should be correct. Anyway. So here we go. The rules of this run are that I cannot hit enemies with any kind of aggressive or adversarial or damaging ability. Yeah, that's going to make this a very interesting situation, because I'm going to have to run from every monster, hide from every monster, presumably until I get invisibility. And even then, that's not going to happen for a long time. So we've got to make this work. I'm also not going to save unless I'm taking a break. So this should be very interesting. I'll go through more of the rules as we run into them. This is a self-imposed challenge, so I just kind of have to... I'm on the honor system, but you're watching, so you'll see me if I cheat, obviously, and I'm not going to. This is the Steam version, in case you were wondering. I don't have...
In 2072, a rogue artificial intelligence known as
the updated texture pack or the bug fixes or any of that stuff. This is just the Steam.
Shodan saw herself as a goddess, destined to inherit the earth. That image was snuffed out by the hacker who created her.
There are a lot of parallels here between Aliens and
February 3rd is the day the magic happens. The Von Braun, the first starship in history capable of traveling at faster than light speed, will undertake her maiden voyage.
Event Horizon
This
and
incredible journey is
Aliens.
the result of teamwork between
I think
the
Event
UNN
Horizon was
Protectorate
after this,
and the incredible
so...
scientific minds at the newly relicensed Tri-Optimum Corporation. Imagine being able to travel to distant star systems in a period of weeks.
It's the engineering
It's
deck.
all part of
Or map of
TRIOP's
the engineering
commitment to
deck
the
that they
future.
just showed.
The Von Braun is packed with over 1.8 billion flight, scientific, and security systems, nearly all developed by Trioptimum and its wholly owned subsidiaries. Providing security for the Von Braun as she plows through the heavens will be the UNN Rickenbacker. At her helm will be no less than Captain William Bedford Diego himself, hero of the Battle of Boston Harbor during the Eastern States Police action. This incredible union of government and corporation is made possible by an intricate series of docking mechanisms that will allow the Rickenbacker to piggyback its way into jump space. Sleek, fast, revolutionary. Who knows what wonders await our crews in the bosom of the cosmos? All we do know is that it's a great day for mankind.
So I'm going to try to not spoil any of the narrative while we play. I try not to anyway. Sometimes I can get brain dead and forget, but we'll do what we can. Because it really is an awesome story, and you know that's the reason it's one of my favorites. All right, so
Welcome to the Ramsey Center UNN recruitment facility. Please watch your step when leaving the train. The grav shafts at the end of the hall will take you to step into the grav shafts to proceed to the street level recruitment.
I hope my mousing isn't very dizzying. I always worry about that when I'm doing Let's Plays or whatever.
Before you
with
choose
PC.
your career, if you've completed basic training, you're ready. Here's where you make
All
your
right,
choice.
so we're gonna
Here's
skip all the
where you
training
enlist
because
in
I know
one
what
of
I'm
the
doing
three
anyway.
branches of the
There
military.
really is only
Once you
one
decide
choice
on
for
your branch of
pacifist
service,
runs,
there's
and
no
that's
going back.
strangely
The
enough
shuttle will take you
OSA.
to a UNN
The reason
orbital
why I
space
like
station, where you'll receive a
gaming
briefing regarding
experiments,
your
which
yearly
is what this channel
postings.
is all about,
Good luck.
is because oftentimes it makes the silliest, stupidest abilities in a game the only viable choice. Like in this game, there are several, there are ways to become completely OP, namely the assault rifle and the Navy track, becoming a hacker slash standard weapons soldier, all but makes the game super easy. The only mode that it's even remotely a challenge on is impossible, and even then, that's like speedrun to hell. People can do it nearly flawlessly. I'm not saying that this pacifist run is going to be that difficult, but this is a very interesting way of breathing new life into this tract over here that nobody usually takes, which is the magic of this game, or psi abilities. And particularly the reason why we want this is because it allows to skirt our rules a little bit more easily. Like obviously guns aren't going to be of much help to us because we're pacifist. We can never shoot anything. So going Marine just doesn't really make sense. Hacking would be very useful, but it's just too much to go into just Navy for, because Navy is kind of a pseudo-Marine anyway. So OSA really gives us the best choice, I think.
The sensory deprivation tanks
probably
aboard
can't
the
see that
TOS
because of
Chulun
the
are modulated for your training. You shall
The
spend a year
resolution.
in
I wonder if I could
contemplation.
change the resolution here. Let me try. Let's just go down a little bit. We're at 1610 right now, so let's try this. I think I just crashed it. Okay, I'll try that again. Video. Blah. Okay. Well, it looks like we're stuck with that resolution, which is a real shame because you're not going to be able to read. I switched it at some point, and now I can't switch it back because this is the hardware isn't. Anyway, let me skip back through this thing.
Welcome to the Ramsey Center UNN recruitment
So
facility.
apologies if you can't
Please
read the
watch
little
your step
text at the
into
top.
the grav shafts to
I can't
proceed
read
to
it on
street
my
level recruitment.
tiny version of OBS that I'm running. You can perhaps read it if you maximize the screen.
Before you choose your career, if you've completed basic training, here's where you make your choice, soldier. Here's where you enlist in one of the 3 branches of the military.
Alright, so where were we? Our choices were... And after I go through training, I'm going to save because...
The OSA welcomes you to Orbital
I just
Station
don't want to do it
Chang'e.
again if I mess it up.
Ready yourself to
Trying to
feel
fix
the
the
limitations of your
resolution.
mind
I think I
slipping.
Alright. So we've got here...
The sensory
Cryokinesis and
deprivation
psychoreflective
tanks aboard the
screening.
TOS
Cryokinesis
Chulun
obviously
are
useless
modulated
to
for
us
your
because
training.
it
You shall
damages
spend a year in contemplation of
things.
mass, both yours and that of objects, until you can bend them to your intentions.
Yeah.
The sensory deprivation
Kinetic
tanks
redirection,
aboard the
pretty
TOS
useless.
Runang await you.
Um,
a year in meditation
just
on the nature of matter will
we
grant
use
you power
telekinesis
over it.
to grab items from afar, and 95% of those items you can obtain in other ways. So what was this one? Psychoreflective screen. That's not a bad idea. That's the armor. And this is psychogenic cyber affinity. Cyber affinity is going to be really, really important to us, and so is hacking, because we're not going to be able to destroy cameras, because we're not ever going to swing at anything or hit anything. The only thing we're going to do, the only thing we're ever going to be able to swing at are things without life meters. That's the caveat. So, pieces of debris. Obviously, a pacifist wouldn't object to hitting those things. If we assume that the cameras are alive, which they might be if they're controlled by somebody,
for your training. You shall spend a year in contemplation of mass.
we're going to go with cyber affinity.
The sensory deprivation tanks aboard the TOS Shaoling await you.
So this is just setting up our character in case you're... Okay, we just learned 2 tier 2 abilities. Or tier 2 psi and those abilities. Plus 2 endurance, plus 1 research, plus 2 psionic ability. Clearly, plus 2 psionic ability, probably the more important thing right now. Endurance is a great idea, and would probably be a lot better in Impossible. Strength, agility, cyber affinity, remote electron tampering. Strength, agility, cyber affinity, no reflex dampening. That's worthless because that eliminates kickback on guns. We're not using guns, so it's worthless. This is psychogenic agility. Oh, that's the agility. What was the other one?
You shall spend a year battling these
I
chaotic
think
elements.
best is remote electron tampering. This allows us to time out these security cameras remotely. Doesn't sound like a big deal, because you can, for free, touch any security panel and time out cameras, but sometimes that involves wading through a sea of monsters, and then they see you already. They've seen you already, so you've kind of eliminated the whole point of it. Finding a safe spot up a ladder where nothing can touch you and then timing out things is a really good idea. Otherwise, I mean, if I didn't have a stream, then I probably wouldn't, because I could just sit there and wait for it to time out if I were in a safe spot. But it's not fun to sit for 600 seconds and watch somebody time out a security check. So we're going to do it this way. I think it's the best decision. So as you can see, something has gone terribly wrong aboard the Von Braun. Worm coming out of a guy. I don't know where that is.
Reinitializing memory strings. Restoring patient memory. Restoring memory. Restoring memory.
So that's us. We are kind of like a techno soldier with something called art-grade cyber implants.
This is Dr. Janice Polito of the computer ops staff of the Von Braun. You're safe for the time being. You're recovering from the effects of surgery and will be unable to remember any of the events of the last few weeks.
Yeah.
You're on board the starship Von Braun and something's gone very, very wrong. Some kind
you're
of force has
pacifist.
hijacked this ship.
That's what's wrong.
That's why you volunteered to be implanted with some experimental cybernetic implants. Rely on your cyber interface. It just might save
There are
your
going to be a
life.
few exceptions
You
to
must find
our
an elevator and come up to Deck 4 to
pacifist
meet me. Deck 4.
lifestyle.
Can you remember that? But
The
keep
two
your eyes
major
open. They're after us
bosses
both now.
in the game, I think, are the only big exceptions. Because they cannot be killed. They just can't be killed without
Watch
direct
out.
confrontation. It's
I'm
just
getting
impossible.
strange readings
The
from
boss
that
that's the
radar
boss of
dish
the game
outside the
and the
window.
boss
It's
immediately
become
before the boss of the
unstable
game.
due to... Move! Take cover!
So,
Critical decompression has
I'm going to try to
The
remember
entire
the buttons
sector is
here.
depressurizing and the glow vacuum shield won't last long. Get through a secure airlock before you're sucked into space.
Access
Move
card.
it.
Log.
Great. Gotta change the access codes out of Cryo A again. Like I've got nothing better to do. I think Grassy just likes to make work for me. I'll set the new code to 45100. That should be easy enough to remember.
Alright, so he killed her. Not cool, man.
warning. Decompression event imminent. Please move immediately to cryo recovery.
I hope my
key.
clickety-clackety keyboard
Decompression
isn't
event imminent.
a pain in the butt either.
This power
I
cell
didn't
is
think about
dead.
that. I don't
There
usually
should
use
be
it
a
when I'm
recharger nearby.
playing games.
Just
It's
use
the
it
first
and it
PC
will
game I
recharge
streamed.
Good. You've
Live,
managed to get
yeah.
out before the whole area depressurized. I've just uploaded you some cybernetic modules. You can use them to upgrade your cybernetic rig at the upgrade units in this area. There are 4 types of units in the next room. One for each subsystem of your cybernetic gear. Stats,
This is
psi,
our
weapons,
Black
and
Ops psionic amplifier. It
But use
basically
the
lets us
modules
use psi
carefully.
abilities.
They're hard to come by.
Cyber modules are skill credits, basically. Skill points for upgrading things, leveling up. Don't remember what this code is. Hack skill 1 required. Hacking is going to be very important very quickly. So I'm probably going to pick that up as soon as possible. Other abilities that are really important. Okay, so let me go through some of these that are going to be really important for us. Psycho-reflective screen is great if you remember to use it. I never do. Agility is great if you remember to use it. Again, kinetic redirection is that telekinetic grabbing of things. Nerve reflex dampening, totally worthless. Anti-entropic field, weapons cannot break and they're conditional not degrade, completely worthless. We don't use weapons. Adrenaline overproduction increases hand-to-hand damage, worthless. We don't use that. Neural decontamination shields you from 80% of radiation damage. Very important because it eliminates the need for the toxic suit, which takes up a big old chunk of inventory at the beginning of the game. If I have enough, I'm going to get that. Obviously, cerebro-stimulated regeneration regenerates lost hit points, extremely important. It basically eliminates the need for medical hypos once you start getting psi hypos for cheap on the 5th deck, I think. Psychogenic strength increases strength by 2, not useful for me for anything other than carrying more items, and then only temporarily, so that's kind of worthless. Recursive psi, that's useful in a jam, or against bosses, but otherwise it's not really worthwhile. Local pyro is a weapon, can't use that. Nanites to duplicate ammo or hypo, it's easier to just buy things. Electron Cascade, very important for power armor, the best armor in the game. Energy Reflection, as long as we're playing well, we shouldn't run into any energy-based damage sources we can't dodge. Neural toxin blocker, worthless. Enhanced motion sensitivity, kind of worthless. That's a weapon. This is worthwhile. Psionic hypogenesis. I don't know how to... Target non-robotic creature will stand still and docile. Very important. Because when we haven't had enough to buy the most important ability, which is this, invisibility, this will allow us to pass some really nasty stuff up until the point where we can buy that. This is the most important talent of all. Invisibility. It doesn't last terribly long, but it lasts long enough that we can just use it over and over again without ever running out of psi once we get to the end of the game. So it kind of does trivialize the pacifist run. What was I going to buy? How much do I have? 8? Okay, so hacking is imperative. That's the nice thing about this run. We will never need to look at this panel ever. We don't need weapons. We'll never use them. Hack 1 costs 10. And we have nothing from here. The first upgrade, the initial buy, costs 10, and then the next one's like, I think like 4, 8, 16, something like that. So nanites are money, in case you were wondering. And why do we have the wrench equipped? I don't know. We won't need it for a while. Actually, yeah, we will. We'll need it for to break open the key card window up here. There's another psi-amp. Picking up another psi-amp is basically worthless because they never break and they never degrade. It's only there for multiplayer, I think, in case you want to use psi-amp. Access card we wanted. Now, picking up ammo is actually not a bad idea because they can later be recycled for money, and then I can buy psi equipment and psi hypos that I will desperately need. So it's not wasted space doing that.
Can somebody let me out? I can't find my card. Please.
Alright.
Let me out of here.
Alright, I said I was going to save after I created my character. So that's what that is. I won't save anymore until I have to stop. So the first thing we need to do
Well done. I'm uploading some more
is hit the
modules.
med sci place. We're going to be running from monsters. All monsters.
Damn. The power outage has also taken out access to this bulkhead.
We avoided
It's
that
the only way
camera.
to get to the medical subsection.
This is the regenerator
On
in case
most
I
decks,
die.
you'll find quantum bio-reconstruction
Scared the shit out
device.
of me.
Xerxes shut them all down,
Well,
but I've discreetly put them back online. You'll need to interface with each machine locally to provide a quantum entanglement sample. Once you do
power up
that, the
this
device will be able to rebuild your body
battery.
essentially from scratch.
They
It's
see
not
me.
pleasant, but it's preferable to slow decomposition.
Okay, we can't do anything about that. I forget the hotkeys to scroll through things. I'm going to have to figure that out at some point, so excuse me when it comes time to do that. Oh! Get the microphone out of the way of my screen. It's got bullets in it. We can unload.
I've been unable to get in touch with Delacroix. This place is falling apart. Members of my team keep disappearing. The leaks in the vending shaft shorted out the primary access channel.
That insipid computer Xerxes has shut down the elevator as well.
So
You
that's
can transfer
that.
power at the engine core on deck 1, which will get the elevator up and running again. But you can't use the elevator to get down there. Wait. There's some kind of maintenance access right on this hallway. You can use it to reach deck 1. However, it's locked, and Xerxes is hiding the
Doing that
password
damage. I'm
from
kind of
me.
lost here.
Dr.
I need to
Watts
get my
should
mini
have the
map
code.
open.
He's probably in another subsection. Grossi has the key to get in there,
Right there.
but he's in the medical subsection, probably near the biopsy lab. Now get to the medical
See if we
subsection.
can't
and find
charge this
Grossi.
thing real quick before. Crap. Missed that ammo pickup. I don't think they can come down here and get me. It's a Sci-Hypo. Unload this. Toss it. Speed booster. Oh, I don't know where I picked that up, but I'll definitely use it here.
This is Xerxes. Remember, the unauthorized usage of firearms aboard the Von Braun.
These turrets are gonna come attack me.
3.
Now the exception, the coolest part about being a pacifist is that though I am a pacifist with regard to fighting monsters, I'm not a pacifist with regard to hacking things. So I can hack turrets and they can kill monsters. It's unlikely that I'll be able to do that anytime soon. I think I've got enough for hack 1. So we can go turn off. Alright. So we're in safety now. So once you die, the monsters lose track of where you are, thankfully. Question is, do I want to use a med hack though? No. I'd rather not. In fact, I'm going to go back and just buy. That's not good. See, now they know exactly where I am.
Here's some more cyber modules. Spend them wisely. They're not easy to locate.
Ow. Alarm is gone. The cost of 10 nanites. How many do we have? So we can be revived. Do I have 65? Yeah, 65 nanites. We can be revived 6 times. So this is normal mode. It's not that hard. In fact, it's very easy, probably, I would say.
Hi there.
Number one thing I want to do right now is get back to the R-grade upgrade station. And that's over here. We can sneak by that hybrid. The last, oh boy. The last thing I want to do is get a guy down in here. And they can come down here. Hack 1, hack 2. I'm gonna go with... Yeah, I'll buy that. Okay, so we got hack 2 now. That's a pretty big deal. Because now we can hack into locations, security cameras, and a couple other things. Bother with that. Second area. Game auto saves when you enter a new area.
Now find Grossi and get the
I
key
don't think I
card to the
can
crew
stop it, so.
sector. He's the one who monitored your cryo sleep, so he might be interested in joining you, if he hasn't been butchered yet.
Forget the buttons. Okay, this is an auto dock, which is great because it will completely heal us. Okay, there's the regen spot. Okay, F switches to.
You might witness some strange phenomena. Your R-grade cyber rig has an experimental perception enhancement that can theoretically detect residual psychic emanations.
Hopefully this guy won't turn
These
around while it
emanations
happens.
traditionally come from the recently dead. Literature might call them ghosts. I call them self-hypnotic defects in the R-grade unit.
What's up, buddy?
Don't let it distract you from the job at hand.
Where'd everybody go? Is this some kind of joke? Hello?
Remember, right, there's armor in here. No.
Who's Whose idea was it to bring 150 chimpanzees on board anyway?
I don't know, but I'd like to kill him.
What about the interests of hygiene? Does anybody have any idea how much crap 150
These guys have projectiles. These are monkeys, telepathic monkeys.
Historic mission of all
I don't know how to describe them other than that.
chopped into little pieces in the name of progress.
Radiation, not that big a deal unless you stand in it for a long time. We're gonna try to avoid that. I just want the cyber modules, really. The more you have, the more it damages you at a certain interval. Kind of need to find a safe spot. I can just duck out. Wow. This is gonna be rough. I don't remember what's in that. It's probably worth it. And the auto dock. 5 nanites is definitely worth it. Definitely worth full life from 11. We're gonna go back and we're gonna try that again. There we go. Oh, I didn't get to pick it up. They're just beating me senseless. Well, it's open now, so I can go in and grab it. How are we doing on nanites? 60. I'm okay with that. As long as we don't activate the camera. Alright. Fine. You got it.
This is Xerxes. Why do you persist in your loneliness?
Very important. Just beating the crap out of me. That's for whatever hacking I might run into. It's not likely anytime soon, but okay, here's a security camera. Get the cameras offline, that would be great. Awesome. Monsters killing each other, not my problem. So, if and when they do that, that's not anti-pacifist. Okay. Phew! See, that turret would have killed me if I hadn't.
What is a drop of rain compared to the storm?
This is safe.
What is a thought compared to a mind? Our unity is full of wonder, which your tiny individualism cannot even conceive.
Really wish I had the heal spell, which we haven't bought yet. Oh boy. I really don't want to have to come back in here. That sucks. We're gonna have to get back in there now. How are we doing on nanites? 79. Alright. Not bad. I don't think there's anything left to hack, but... Oh, the turret. Oh, I could... I can hack it. 94. Oh, and they're just gonna unload on me.
You have not disappointed me. Transmitting cybernetic modules.
Patient Watson died at 0240 of non-specific causes. Despite zero respiratory and brain function, the body is still displaying autonomous motor function, as does the parasite. At 0847,
Alright, we gotta get out of here.
even spoke to one of the nurses. Autopsy is set for 1630, and then we'll see what makes this
Monkey guy. Killed him. Now, I don't know the specifics of the code, whether or not this would work, but if you get a hybrid organ, which they drop when they die, It increases the damage you do to them. I don't know if that includes turrets or from external sources, like if they start doing 25% more damage to one another. That would be wonderful. This is a dead end, isn't it? I'm just gonna lure them down here and then waste the nanites. I think one of them just died. They have a tendency to beat your body up after you die. So they'll keep swinging. This is just a swinger.
Intruder entering medical sector A. Intruder, the many demands to know your
Free
intentions.
life.
Are you allied with her? Do you not know of her intentions, of her history? She once tried to destroy your species, and now you do her bidding. Intruder entering medical sector A.
Okay. We've got to go down. I think we've disabled, yeah. The turret's disabled. Normally this is a big problem, that one down there, but... We've got a hybrid behind us, don't we?
Join us!
Ew. Alright, monkeys. There's a monkey brain. I doubt we'll ever get the opportunity to use it. Check these bins. That's worth it. Okay. If we can get to the medical unit, we can save ourselves a death. I think it's over here.
Good. You've made it into the crew sector. Now find Dr. Watt's room.
Alright, this is where it gets a little hairy.
We have picked up a transmission from the surface of Tau Ceti 5. I've been in negotiation with Captain Diego of the Rickenbacker, and after some coercion, he's agreed to go planetside as a joint venture. Imagine, this historic mission might even become more historic. First contact. And who is there to get exclusive rights to all media, patents, and land grants? Trioptimum. Miri, I told you this would be worth it.
Somebody has just entered my house. I don't know. Just shut the door. Oh, there we go. I should have had the door shut anyway. Ow. I just ran over my foot with my chair. Derp. Alright, so we don't need this. Keep that active, just in case we need it.
Your flash will welcome us.
I don't think he can get me through here. No.
Hurry! Run! Hurry!
He's gonna look for another way in now. Alright.
Feel your flesh! Your
I think he can get over here, can he? Yep, he can. Great. I really need to get him out of here so I can consider what to... Ow!
Your song
is not our silence.
the discord.
Damn Bronson and her stupid procedures. She's changed the code on the MedSci 2 sub-armory
Security
again.
forces
Now
have
I've
been
got to head
alerted
back
to your
up to Deck
presence.
4 to find out what it
The
is.
glory of
Somebody's
many
gonna fry
demands
up a
your
good
vessel
someday.
for destruction.
Silence.
The discord.
I'd really like to get in there.
Join
See if we
us!
can take these guys elsewhere. Come back. Ow.
Your
Alright, if they get stuck in there, then it's all worth it. I'll have to keep keep my eye out for another security. Access point. Okay, good. We're clear in here. Man, come on. Do not like spending a ton of nanites.
System offline.
Okay, this is operating system upgrade. This is really important. Extra benefit from all hypos. Not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea either. No. No. We're gonna go with extra 20% benefit from hypos. And we're gonna look at this and possibly get, what do we really need here? We really need this. We've got 12. Let's go upstairs and check out what's up there. Don't need that. Tech. Turrets would be phenomenal, but we're not gonna be able to get them for a while. Research, pretty much useless. Repair, modify, maintain. Not paramount, but definitely useful. Like, this one's probably. Raw stats. Oh, we have pretty good psi. More cybernetic affinity. Endurance. Very useful because it just cuts down on death costs, which we're not doing so well. We've got 29. Yeah, I think this is the best idea for right now. Oh.
The many are strong.
We don't need to go that way yet. We'll go this way.
Watch out.
He's swinging. I'm just picking up anything I see.
Wow, you're incredible. I made this game where I tried not to make myself think about it. What a moron. I love you, Rebecca, and I've got a plan.
Let's just get the item to get out. We don't have enough nanites to be playing around in here. That's probably useful. Oh boy. This is probably a death. Did they break the toilet? We're very near death. Permanent death. I'd have to go start the area over again. It's not good. Let's go get the card and get the hell out, and then we'll go to the next area. This we don't need until we have research 1. Brawn boost. I think you take less damage for having strength, so not a bad idea. Let's go with endurance. Yeah, I want more health. I just can't stand to Yes, good. Oh, are you serious? You know what's... We can't even... That was really stupid. That was really stupid. Now we're completely out of nanites. There's a group down here, but...
Security system online.
You can usually hear the camera stop paying attention to you. Okay. Mr. Dude standing right there.
Watts isn't here, so he's probably in his office in the R&D sector. Maybe he's got a backup R&D card
This
in
is
here.
an important grab right here. I have to get this.
Well done. I'm uploading some cybernetic modules. Find an upgrade unit as soon as you can.
More stuff up there. I'm not leaving these behind. The rest of the stuff we're gonna have to come back for at some other time. Sadly.
The discard fades. Silence.
There are other goodies in these rooms right here. But we just don't have the nanites to explore it right now, so we'll have to come back. So that's the R&D sector, right? That we just got. Alright. Great. Oh yes, of course. Very useful. Chemicals. Nothing down there. Upgrade unit. We've got 13. We should go buy stuff. Did we leave a dude down here? I hope we didn't. Okay. Hack 4 for turrets, or more endurance. See this, the magic of cybernetic affinity is that it reduces my nanite costs, which is really what it's all about. That's really important. But then again, we need to save for tier 4. 50 nanites, shit. That's a lot. No, none of this stuff is really important yet. That might be. That might be. Because it'll save us a bunch of rad, well, we've got rad hypos. That helps too, so does this. So much to buy. Combat damage resistance. I don't know. I don't know what the best course of action really is. I think I want to go with this. Actually, raw hack. Go with raw hack. Because we're going to have to do that anyway. Okay, how much do we have left? 5? Can't afford cyber. Can't afford any of those. Can't afford one of these. Or one of these. No. No. No, no. Yeah. Okay. So... you scroll through these. Wow. Damn. Okay.
Marie, I'm sorry I've been out of touch. But I've been working on that artifact Bayless brought back from Tau City 5.
I don't remember how to switch.
I've done a level 3 analysis on it. I think it's some kind of artificial intelligence. I've managed to pull an audio
I don't know
tag
why I'm
file
using
out of
this.
its
I'm just
memory.
going straight to
I'll
R&D.
let you be the judge.
Try to get to R&D without dying here. As you can see, we're playing the full game. We're not using codes to sequence break. Shit. This is really the only way, isn't it? Imperative, grab this.
But don't botch the job. You'll set off the alarm yourself. Your corpse is useless to me.
Very much worth it. Get through. Hell. I might have to. Can I break the window? No, I can't break that window. Why is this door not opening? Are there too many people in front of it? Okay. There's a hybrid organ. This might be a problem. There's no way out of this room. Something is glitched. Unless... There we go. In. We're out. There's one way to do it. Thanks for breaking the debris, buddy. There's a dude down here, but it's worth it. That. Get up here and not hit me. I think I can. Wow, dude, really? Nice. Now we're just gonna wait out the alarm. It's gonna be a couple seconds. Oh, get up on the couch. That's just impolite.
You have not disappointed me.
Oh boy, just got a whole bunch of them. And I hear turrets. God. Oh God.
Dr. Watts is alive and in his office.
We just gotta run for it right now.
Ever since we reached Tau Ceti, the lab monkeys have been acting strangely. They're still searching for
We're in.
to be brought in for dissection. It became tired and they stood up on their legs and you understand. This wasn't just a random display.
Alarm's still going off. Let's grab what we can from down here. Probably gonna take some damage right there. Come here, buddy. Shotgun guys have arrived. Gonna shoot this guy right here. Alright. I think that was inevitable. I can't. Oh, God. Shit. What was the code?
Alright, calm down already.
12451.
12451. An autopsy at 16:30. But let's grab a beer and recreation
Yeah.
afterwards. Sound good?
Need to get that security bot out of there.
Security alert terminated.
Do not waste time patting yourself on the back.
Whew. Next area. Ugh.
You're now on the engineering deck. Find the engine core and reset it. This will restore power to the elevators.
Alright.
I'm getting some kind of strange readings from down there, so keep your eyes open.
I really want to go back up and get by see, this is a problem. By the antitoxin thing. Anti-radiation thing, rather. Let's just go for it. Trying to stay out of it, but it's... Oh! If we die here, we're dead, so it's very important we get to where we're going very quickly. Huh? That's it. We'll be alive for a little while longer now.
Your vision so small that you cannot see the value of our
Alright, a little bit. That. Auxiliary storage. It's important. And then... Shit. This is gonna be really rough. This is a bit of cyber modules, free loot. There's a monkey up top. We should be able to bypass to get to the number one thing I want to do up here is this. Damn. There we go.
Security system offline.
That will help tremendously.
Delacroix was right. The ship was not ready for prime time.
Please make your
The
selection.
automatic safety seals have shut due to the radiation leak in the tubes. I'm going to head down to engineering control. I think I can use the fluidics monitoring computer to purge the tubes.
Sun shield activated.
I should be using my buffs. See, this is why I don't like, I mean, they're good, but you have to remember to use them, and I never do. I should have been using my cybernetic affinity buff. Oh, crap. That area is pretty much off limits for the time being. Until we find a way to lure some of them away. Okay, good.
You must move faster. Your mind cannot conceive of the stakes we are dealing with. Keep your eyes open for utility storage 4. I laid in some supplies there. Passcode is 59004. Got to get to deck.
The many demands the termination of this exchange.
Before I couldn't get rid of those jarheads from the
I think there's a
now I can't find one for love or money. That creepy OSA guy followed me around for 2 months until he got the hand. Now I tried to contact him to see if he knew what was going on, but all of a sudden, he won't return my mail.
So I'm gonna get shot in the back here. Nope. You really need what's in these. 92 cyber modules. Where are we going? What's our 59004? Try. You know what? No, we won't. What the hell with it? We don't need that. Wow, really? God, alright, why am I not?
Security system offline.
Alright, this is a cutscene, I believe. Oh, no, it's not. I think I have a different place.
This is Xerxes. Due to the recent confusion, there will be a ship-wide census tomorrow at 0900.
Ah, this is the
All
same area.
personnel,
Okay.
please report to the
This up
common
here.
area of
Because they don't know how to
Delta
ride the
5
lifts.
at that time.
Can't get in there. That's a shotgun if we needed one, but we don't use weapons. Alright, well, time is wasting. Ow. Oh boy. Hello, shotgun. Turret that I can desperately use. Don't have the access card. There it is. That's important. Everything in here is important. It's light armor, I think.
Silence.
Man, do I need invisibility. Badly. Let's see if we can't lose some of these dudes. Okay. How far away are we? We've got 20 modules. Not nearly enough. That's worthless. Can't research that yet. Can't research that yet. Oh, that's how you do it. F1, F2. Okay. Much better. Alright, I'll use them more often now that I know how to... Oof. I don't know. It's like the map. We have to go through engineering, but we've got all this hybrids there clogging the way. Quite literally can't. Oh, bad idea. There's a lift to death. There's provisions in here. If I can get to the room, but that's a big if. I think I'm going the stupid way, but... Alright.
Security access compromised.
Now listen carefully.
Security access
The
compromised.
Xenomorphs who have hijacked this ship are presumably from the surface of Tau Ceti 5. They've been able to infect a number of crew members through an extremely invasive parasitical technique. They've also demonstrated the ability to control the actions of others through some form of limited telepathy.
5 nanites.
Find the research soft.
It's not gonna
Understand
be easy,
them,
but...
then kill them.
This is... My notes. My notes. This one. storeroom. Can I get in here yet? Hack it? No. Guys, leave me alone. Come on. Oh, crap. 3, 4 of them. This is where they all were hanging out. I'm gonna go back up and try to reset them. Or at least find a safe spot nearby here. Alright, we've gotten into this room, certainly, and searched it. Is there anything else? That's the way out. This is the way to control.
All limits to all personnel. To avoid possible detention.
The radiation must have harmed the procedures.
Oh my goodness! They all fed up with me.
The radiation from the coolant tubes. Xerxes is blocking me out of the primary data loop, so I can't get any information to help you. He's working for them now.
I don't know. Alright, I think I'm gonna take a break here for a second.